A nasal spray drug can counteract the cognitive decline and brain damage typical of Alzheimer's disease, at least in animal models, that is, but it's still extremely promising for humans because what it does is it is able to inhibit enzyme called S-acyltransferase, or ZDHHC for short, like that's so much shorter. And this particular enzyme has been associated with cognitive decline in Alzheimer's patients because postmortem brains of Alzheimer's patients contain an excess or buildup of this particular enzyme. And if you want to know more about it and specifically what it does, I really hope you have a degree in organic chemistry because it's getting extremely complex and generally a little bit beyond my ability to explain on TikTok here. But we've discovered that the postmortem brains have an excess of this material, and that could actually be promising because that means we could inhibit that in some capacity and perhaps find new drugs to treat Alzheimer's. There's also an interesting connection between brain insulin resistance and Alzheimer's disease to the point where it's sometimes called type 3 diabetes. So maybe I need to watch my sugar. But basically, the brain insulin resistance levels will actually impact the amount of this particular enzyme that accumulates in the brain, because I guess your brain is in some capacity resistant to it and you're producing more and more of it, and it's causing problems. And the scientists' findings show that in animal models of Alzheimer's disease, both pharmacological and genetic inhibition of this very specific protein can counteract the accumulation of harmful proteins in neurons, such as that SDHHC that we discussed earlier. And what's cool about this, it says both pharmacological and genetic. That means you can genetically engineer mice to do that, or the mice can just take the nasal spray. And the nasal spray doesn't fully block this enzyme. Your body still gets some of it. So whatever function it has still gets to continue. It just doesn't get an opportunity to build up and do, I guess, God only knows what in your brain. So I really struggled a little bit on the explanation day. It's a really complicated thing. You can use a nasal spray to get past the blood-brain barrier to block this specific enzyme from building up, which will then significantly delay the symptom onset time and severity of Alzheimer's disease. So this could be great. Imagine just having a nasal spray for Alzheimer's. Wouldn't that be nice?